Alrighty, I wanted to address some stuff. I see lots of people posting about the property tax being abolished and what that's going to mean. I keep an eye on the little piglet. The property tax funds a lot of things. Schools being the major one, right? So, like in our county, Champaign, 56%, if I recall, might be 4-2. The vast majority of our property tax goes to pay the schools. 56% of it, I'm fairly sure that's the number. We just went over this stuff within the last 12 months. And let her in the house. She wants in the house. You want to go inside, sissy? You want to go inside? No? Okay, you're fluking? Huh? So, 56% of property taxes go in the truck. 56% of our property taxes pay for schools. Other vast majorities of them pay for police, fire, EMS, first responders, things of that nature. I have family that's first responders. I have friends that's first responders. I have classmates that are first responders. Watch your feet. Bye, see ya. That's what she said. Bye, see ya, because she wanted to close the door in the truck. Look at her. Isn't she cute? So, everybody's concerned about where is the tax money going to come from that's going to pay for these services, okay? And that's a valid concern, right? So here's something we all need to see, right? Stuff's rough right now, and some of us are feeling it a lot more than others, right? Middle class and lower class people are definitely feeling it really hard. Us small business owners are feeling it, right? Because the vast majority of our clients, at least where I'm at, is that middle class tax bracket, right? So the median income in North Lewisburg, I think, is in the 50s. I'm not sure. So I can't remember offhand. It's been a while since I looked. So the vast majority of those people are feeling gas prices, groceries, taxes. My property taxes at the shop went from $1,000 to $3,300, and at the house here went from $900 to $2,200 a year. So we're feeling it a lot in our community, right? Because our values just jumped up. Just jumped up a whole bunch. So that burden's weighing on all of us, right? Financially. So electric bill went from like 4 or 5 cents a kilowatt to over 9 cents a kilowatt. We're getting charged all these fees we weren't getting charged before. You know, the shop electric bills, it used to be $300-400 a month, are now $1,200, and the house is $300-400 a month when it used to be $150. So that's a big factor. So everybody's feeling it, right? This economy sucks. There's no other way to state it. You can say, Dow Jones did this, or who cares, right? What we really need to focus on is us. What's affecting us, the majority of us, right? So the other thing we need to focus on, instead of being so concerned about where the money's coming from, right? Because it shouldn't come from us, okay? Our government does a lot of bad stuff that they need to fix. This place needs to be run like a business, not like a crooked cartel where we steal everybody's kids, grind them up and eat them, and sexually assault them and things of that nature, okay? So, and all these people are getting away with it. We need to focus on the misuse of our tax money, the misuse of all of our money, the misuse of them. Why do they need to tax us? They print money every single day. Every day they print money, but they take money from us. Why do you need my money, your money, everyone else's money, right? When every single day you're printing more money. You're printing money every day, backed by nothing, right? Backed by gold, or not gold, but by oil, in my opinion, right? Went to Venezuela, took a horrible leader out, right? Do you think that's really why we did it? I don't think so. We stole all their oil when we were there, right? And then if we want to get a little deeper off the boat here, Venezuela didn't have a Rothschild banking system, right? No fractional reserve banking, which is theft. Me and you work hard for your money, right? Or for our money, and we give the bank $1 and they can lend 10. Is that fair? The government can print money every day, but if we do it, it's a federal crime. You're going to prison a long time, buddy. The bank can lend out $9 every dollar that they don't have. That doesn't exist. It's just made up, right? So we're driving the value of our money down, 9 to 1, right? Then we're printing money every single day. It's monopoly money, right? It's a better form of slavery, okay? We all clock in and grind every day. We trade our time. for paper they print off and tells us is worth a monetary value that they set and assess and everything that benefits them, not us, right? Hasn't benefited us in a long time. We came off the gold standard in the 70s. And you really want to think about it, the gold standard, we're killing each other and fighting over a rock. It's a piece of metal that found in the dirt, right? So the only real value is the skills that me and you possess, right? Me being able to fix your car, you being able to build a house, plumb a house, wire a house, concrete, flooring, fixing lawnmowers, gutters. I need gutters. I backed the U-Haul truck into that thing 7 years ago when I bought this house and haven't fixed it yet. I pulled it out and smacked it with a bunch of caulk or silicone, and it leaks everywhere. It's sweet. But that's value, right? So I wish, and I'm getting way off topic here, but I think it's all pertinent. It's all related, right? It's all a mindset, get into the right thinking process, in my opinion. And you guys have different ideas. I have different ideas, and we're all allowed to feel that way, right? I'm the best person on the planet to talk to about politics or opinions on anything, because I understand that you're allowed to feel differently than me, and I don't have to force you to feel my way, right? So if you think the Rothschild banking system is great, if you think depositing $50,000 a year in your account and giving the bank the power to lend out $500,000 because you put 50 in, if you think that's cool, then that's great. I'm glad you think that's cool. I don't think it's cool, right? I don't think that everyone but us gets to maximize earning potential and lending potential and all these things, and then they make us pay all this interest. And bank accounts actually used to pay good interest back in the day, and they don't pay shit now. So all of the money, right? Can't see it because my phone sucks, right? The mic sucks too, so this might not even come through as clear as I'm saying it, but I'm looking up in the sky, and there's a big difference between, especially this morning when me and the wife left to go to breakfast together, real clouds and the shit they're spraying in the sky. And you can think it's fake. There's patents, okay? Look it up. Vietnam, we used it heavily in Vietnam, cloud seeding, okay? Dubai, the government in Dubai just admitted a few years ago, remember when Dubai flooded real bad? The government in Dubai admitted to cloud seeding. They got it wrong, and they flooded their own country, right? So we can act like it's fake. We can pretend because it's easier, because it gets so crazy to think that they would do that. Why would they spray all these chemicals in the sky as my daughter throws my sunglasses in the car? Why would they spray all these chemicals in the sky? Why would they do it to us? Yeah, why would they do that to us, right? Because they're printing money off of us. Us being sick and fat, and I'm fat, okay? I'm talking anybody down, right? I used to be in good shape, and I let myself go. And it's hard to stay in shape unless you're vigorously working out or in a calorie deficit or taking shots or pills, which taking shots and pills and having gastric bypass and all that, they want that because they're making money. So they want us sick, they want us out of shape, and they want us to be a consumer. They don't want us to get rich and come up to their level and, awaken and hold them accountable and not let them do the nasty things they do and take advantage of us, right? So if we would quit cloud seeding, sending billions of dollars a year to Ukraine, Israel, of all places, right? All these other countries, we send money. We hauled all of that military equipment over there and said it was more expensive to bring it back than it was to leave it. And what? No, your buddies who own Lockheed Martin and all these other companies that make military equipment said, leave it over there. Now you can pay us billions of more dollars out of the taxpayers' money to make more of them, right? And then we get caught with our pants down with Iran. Now I know Trump's telling everybody, and I voted Trump in here, right? Didn't want him the first time, wanted him really bad the second time, and now I hate the guy, okay? So, and I don't like any of the other people either. I don't like any of them. I'm not on any side of the fence. I don't identify as a Republican or a Democrat or a Libertarian or anything. I'm a Cody, right? I have my own views, and I don't need to be with a group of people flocking around acting like we all get along. So, it's crazy, right? All the billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars a year that we send everywhere else for all these stupid programs that we spend on cloud seeding the sky, that we spend on R&D for coronavirus, and then that crap vaccine that killed a bunch of people because they had heart failure. We got athletes dropping on the field and on the court and everywhere else because they're having heart failure because they had, just do a little bit of digging, okay? It's insane, right? And we're all just sitting back and letting it happen. No one's doing anything. Or I just told my wife the other day, I said, I'm tired of it. But what am I going to do, right? Like, we all need to stand up together. And it doesn't have to be violent. We don't have to be violent to solve this, right? Because, what do I do, right? I decide to be violent or be extreme and do the unspeakable and go out here and take care of these people or whatever. And then I get strung up and murdered and hung out to dry and convinced as some crazy on the news, right? So, we're all stuck, right? All we got to do is quit their shit. Quit paying your property tax. Exempt yourself on your payroll, right? Claim 9 exemptions. Whatever you got to do. Don't pay the tax bill. They can't take all of our shit. They need us to pay for this crap. Quit buying gas. You know what I mean? Like, buy a motorcycle that's super fuel efficient, right? Or trade your truck in on a 92 Honda Civic. They brag, right? So let's get on the automotive part. They brag about the new Prius gets 40 miles a gallon. Yeah, so did a 92 Toyota Tercel. That wasn't a hybrid at all. There wasn't children labor digging holes in the ground with their hands, mind you. These kids are out here in these third world countries digging holes in the ground with their hands, mining for lithium and cobalt and all this crap, and it's killing them while they're doing it for 10 cents, $1 a day, whatever. You think that's right? So this piece of shit car that breaks down every 5 minutes, Priuses are pretty good. I shouldn't talk bad about Priuses. We very rarely see Priuses, right? But you buy this crap car, Chevy Volt, piece of shit, $26,000 to put a battery in that. $26,000 when the hybrid battery goes bad, and they go bad, right? And you have to have a forklift to lift it out with a special jig because it's 800 pounds, okay? What do you think they do with that battery when they're done with it? You think there's some clean way to get rid of that battery? Because there's not. The UK is a prime example of why hybrids don't work, because there's junkyards riddled full of them over there because they cost too much money to fix this. Go on to the next one. And then they throw them in a junkyard, and then they're sitting there leaking shit out of the batteries into the ground. That's great. So, they've got us all convinced that this, we get 40 miles a gallon in this hybrid piece of shit, right? I can go buy a 92 Civic. For a really nice 92 Civic, mind you, for $5,000. A really nice Civic, right? 6-disc CD changer, EX, sunroof, power windows, like, those things are sweet. I've had a couple of them, right? And they boogie if you want to have a little bit of fun, but it gets 40 miles a gallon, you're easy on it. I could wring mine out like it owed me money, like I was running from the cops in it, and it'd get 27 miles a gallon. 10-gallon gas tank. I remember being like, man, it'd be so sweet if we still had $1 something gas so I could pay like 10 or 15 bucks to fill this car up. That'd be awesome. So, just some food for thought, guys. Just instead of panicking so much, let's sit back and look. The misuse of funding in this country. We shouldn't be paying any taxes. Taxes were supposed to be temporary, right? The fact that we get to take advantage of like this is just absolutely atrocious. So put some thought into that.